Yes, my first question is about my body and body weight.
Okay.
I won't make this story very long, but in my past, I have dealt with a fair amount of fertilizer concerning body and weight issues, and I've had some fertilizer regarding my relationship with food.
Yep.
And I think that's pretty good now at the moment. I'm really happy. But the last couple of months, I've been noticing my body getting more, is having some expansion too.
That's a
And
good word to use.
yes, so that triggers some
Okay.
old stuff,
Yep.
I'm sure. On the other hand, I'm feeling better like I've, well, felt before since a few months because I'm really studying law of attraction and I'm playing the fuck it happy game and I'm just genuinely feeling happy most of the time,
Good.
which is good. And still, this bothers me.
Perfect. This is a great topic. So on the topic of weight, there's literally, the first thing that comes to mind is something that a friend of mine said a few months ago, and she's a very strong channel, and she's got very playful guides. And I asked, I said, what is the real key to weight loss?
Yeah.
And the answer they came back was, if you want to lose weight, lighten up. And essentially what they meant was that the physical manifestation of weight is a reflection of the energetic weight that you're carrying. So now when I work with, and what I've seen even prior to that understanding with weight loss clients, is a lot of my clients that were working on things like anxiety or overwhelm or stress or pressure or even other things, as we went through clearing sessions week after week, they would begin to lose weight. And what that is, the way I understood it from like a scientific perspective, was when we sleep at night, we go through those different REM sleep cycles, right? And the lowest or the deepest sleep cycle, when you're in that sleep cycle, your body goes into what's called rest and repair mode. So what I notice is most people who struggle to lose weight and are eating okay and exercising okay, it's because they're not getting into that deepest REM cycle, which is the rest and repair mode, which is required for your body in some way to process and remove fat. And the number one cause of that is stress. So stress, pressure, anxiety. The first thing I ask is, when you wake up in the morning, do you wake up tired or do you wake up well rested? And when somebody tells me that they wake up in the morning, even if they've had a full night's sleep, if they're still waking up tired, that's an indicator that you're not getting into that deepest REM cycle and your body's not getting into rest and repair mode. So when somebody comes to me looking to work on weight loss, it's always, for me, it's about looking at their level of stress, pressure, anxiety, and fear. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does, but that's especially why I don't really understand, because I've dealt with stress, anxiety, and fear in the past.
Yep.
And for the last couple of months, I'm feeling so good. I genuinely feel good.
Good.
Sometimes I do wake up at night and I don't understand why.
Yes.
Sometimes it takes me some time to fall back asleep again, although I'm a really great sleeper.
Yep.
So there must be something that's keeping me up.
Yes.
And I'm looking for that something. I don't know if we can do this on the spot or not, but
Yeah, let's keep playing with it. So
it's just I don't understand.
So if you're sleeping well and you're waking up rested at night, so that's perfect. That's the first thing I look at. So the other two things I look at is what I would call self-sabotage or split energy, which is sometimes people have fears of letting the weight go. And the other thing, and we'll look at that in a second, and the other thing where I come back to the lighten up is getting people to look at what's the heaviest thing, the heaviest emotion, the heaviest feeling that you get or you hold on to. And then it's starting the clearing from there. So again, let's look at the fear first, or let's look at, see if there's any split energy. So do you have an ideal weight in mind where you would like to be?
Yes, well, a couple of years ago, I threw away my scale
Yeah.
because that really determined the way I felt.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that. I want to determine the way I feel all by myself.
Perfect.
So I don't really have a number in
No,
mind.
and we don't need a number. We just want to see if, I just need an ideal. So do you have a picture in your head of where you want to be?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
And if tomorrow you were to wake up and you were at that goal, that benchmark, if that's where you were,
Mhm.
what would be the worst thing that could happen? Or does that feel unsafe in any way?
I don't know. My pants would feel better, more comfortable. I can only think of nice. Because I have been the picture in my head. I have been
Yeah.
that size.
Yeah.
And it's maybe I'm not overweight or obese or whatever. It's just
Yeah.
maybe maximum of 10 pounds, maybe.
Okay. And if you were there now, does that feel unsafe in any way?
No, it wouldn't.
Perfect. So that sounds like you don't have split energy. And the typical answer from somebody that has split energy is something like, oh, I'll get unwanted attention. I'd have to go buy a whole bunch of new clothes. So those are some common answers I see around split energy. But if nothing is coming up for you around that topic, then we probably don't have split energy. So then the other two things we want to look at is, one is the heavy feelings, and the other, which I haven't mentioned yet, is where you're putting your focus. So, and a good example there is the topic of lack versus abundance, right? So with money, a lot of people are like pushing against the lack, right? And you don't want to push against lack because that creates more lack. You want to work your way into wealth. So one thing that you want to look at and ask yourself is, every day, am I appreciating my body, or am I saying, oh, I wish I would lose those 5 pounds, or oh, I wish that those pants would fit a little bit differently? Or so how's your focus discipline?
I think I have a little bit of both
Yeah.
because I am truly appreciative of my body.
Yeah.
In the past, there have been years I wasn't able to walk,
Yeah.
really. That was really severe. So now I'm just really grateful and appreciative of my body, and I can do anything I want. I can practice my sports, etc. But also there's this my hips, my belly, and that has been better, if you want to use that word.
Good.
And it also has to do with the corona situation because all the gyms were closed. So I think it's really here.
Yeah.
And I really like to change that.
Good.
But it seems like I can't manage.
When you think those thoughts, what emotion comes up? Is it a feeling of not good enough? Is there an emotion attached to those statements that you just used?
Well, it's then I feel too big. Literally, I am quite tall, even for Dutch understanding. I'm quite tall.
Awesome. You nailed it on the head there. We don't have to go any further. So you said there's a feeling of I'm too big.
Yes.
Can you feel that as a feeling?
Yes.
Good. So do you see how the feeling of too big would physically manifest in that same sense? So somebody who's got low iron, for example, will often have an underlying root emotion of feeling like they're a weak person. Right?
Yes.
So a weak person will result in a weak physical reality experience. Feeling big might result in a physical reality where you're bigger than you want to be. So how about we clear that emotion a little bit? How does that sound?